Welcome in to the final return of the Goats of Wrath. It's been a while. Does anyone remember how we do this? Because I'm not entirely sure anymore. But yes, these will be the last few episodes of this campaign as we are heading to the final arc. But let's remind ourselves where we were, just so everyone can kind of catch up. Nearly a year ago now, an undead legion threatened the nation of Yarqui on its northern border and the burial grounds of the Camberthile Hills, an area that Rambear was had originated from. During this short-lived war, our party here uncovered the existence of the entropic spheres, powerful artifacts from the Cataclysm millennia ago. What ensued was a race against their rival, the vampire Zenedis, to find and recover the remaining spheres, which eventually led to Zenedis laying siege to the Adamant Citadel, the home to the guild that you were all a part of. Death, devastation, and betrayal granted him the sixth and final sphere that he needed. And now the final turns of the world begin as the strands of fate begin to twist together. Our heroes have looked to gather allies, acquire weapons, and prepare themselves for the endgame. And in the meantime, time has been ticking. We pick up with 5 of you congregating in the wide open white marble plaza near the docks of Bearfolk. The sea breeze would be a pleasant feeling if your minds weren't set on your daunting task in the coming days. Some of you are sporting new looks, some of you have new shiny items. Is there anything any of you would like to share with each other? Because now would probably be the time.
I'm broke.
Me too, but I got a fast travel. Why are you broke?
I bought lots of things. I also sold lots of things. I bought lots of things.
Useful things?
Do we have supplies? Do we think we're going to need supplies?
I think we still have some rations left over.
Rations and stuff?
I don't think that's going to be off. I have 1 ration. But we're going to Sirastir, and then, I mean, I don't think we want to be waiting around too long for. Like, I don't think rations are the important thing right now. Are we all on heal and items?
Yeah. I have enough cash to grab last minute things if we need them.
I have 100 gold. I mean, to be fair, it's quite a lot of money to a normal person. Will buy me nothing.
Is that 2 potions? 50 each or something?
I'm looking for 2 potions healing. I already have 2 potions healing.
I can't remember, Gethin. Did we have a look for potions and stuff in the last
I
session?
do have a greater and a superior, I think. No, I don't have a superior.
Fairly sure you grabbed a load from the Mithril Hourglass you bought out of
Yeah.
stock.
But I think we cleaned them out, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if there is a spare magic item going around, I have an attunement slot.
You have an achievement slot?
Yeah, because I got rid of my cursed cloak. Sad times, got rid of my stylish stuff. I've got that cape left. I've got like the Fantasy Assassin's Creed dragon cape. And what else did I get rid of? Oh no, I shouldn't have an attunement slot. Oh no, that's every coat was attunement. Oh yeah, the cape isn't attuned, so I got rid of my cloak that was cursed.
Right.
So that gives me an attunement slot now. So if anyone has a spare item,
I have your autumn cloak still, but I think
again, I got a cape left. It's better for me.
you can't have 2. You can't have 2. That would not be fashionable, right?
No, I like clash. I like clash. In the cape, but I don't like the reason I got rid of the other one was the cost, like advantage against like giving someone disadvantage against attacking me, basically useless. They need to roll like a 2. Giving me a +1 AC, basically useless.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything you're interested in.
Ice and fire. Ice and fire. That's pretty good.
It's cold and poison damage because it was green
Cold,
dragon
poison.
and white dragon scares.
This is cold and poison's pretty good.
As a reaction. So, you're giving up your shield for the round. Bear in mind.
Yes. But again, wow, I'm giving up 11, 15 AC. Yeah,
Hey, sometimes that might be needed.
Oh, because we had a.
The only
We-
magical item I've got currently that's untuned is my my fire straps, but they're kind of fused with me now, so I don't think you really want them.
Can't even take
Unless
them
you
off.
want some
If you try.
Thrungi jerky.
I mean, I'm pretty magical myself already, so.
Were the items we got at the last session, no, the daggers required attunement, as did the true strike crossbow, but the ring and the cage star did not.
I think we sold everything but the daggers, didn't we?
Is that correct?
I held onto the daggers, yeah.
Okay, well, nice.
Daggers are held on to. You kept the cage star.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
think
kept
Rambear
that,
kept
I
it.
think.
That didn't require attunement.
Because I wrote down
Yeah.
the things I needed to create on D&D Beyond. The daggers and
Oh, it's
cage
on there.
star.
Nice.
Yeah, it should be on there.
So if Thrungi's with us now, Rambear's just gonna thrust I guess, a dark potion at him. It's oil of slipperiness, which will give you freedom of movement. You have to take 10 minutes to oil yourself up, but then you get the effect of a freedom of movement spell for 8 hours.
Useful for when we make it there.
Thrungi getting oiled up. It's officially Thrungi is now in a bodybuilding competition.
Or you can
Also-
do it on the floor, and then it's like it just becomes like a cartoon.
What?
Thrungi has about 50,000 potions at the moment because he's got potion of heroism, potion of this, potion of that.
Yeah, be careful taking them all at once.
But you can have an oil in a potion, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oil
he's
is
got,
not ingested, so that's fine.
Vitality, health, and heroism. He's still got.
I think I dropped my heroism.
I think the rest of us did. I think he picked up another one though.
No, I think some of you didn't take it in the end. I don't think Balthazar
Yeah.
took his.
Thrungi
didn't take
didn't
mine.
take it.
It might be worth me taking the Morning Star purely because, not because I'm using it as a weapon, purely because it halves damage. Maybe you should take it, just hold it.
Just hold it. Just have it. But I
mean, it's
think we
next
agreed
to
that
the
you had to
effect
have
you
it
wanted.
because I think we initially
Yeah, well,
had
you're
this discussion as well. But I think that because you use a staff, you have to be actively using it for you to gain the effects. Is that right? Is that what we discussed?
Dual wield?
You have to be functionally wielding it, essentially. And Faendal needs to make sure he has the requisite hands available for
It doesn't go with the cape, but it doesn't go.
I love how aesthetics are still important even at the end of the world to you.
I got my crystal gem in my
The-
cape. and
The
my
biggest question we've got is: should Thrungi still be having the anonymous hook, or should it be Nyah?
Nyah's taking the point.
That's a very good question.
If she has an attunement slot free.
Yeah.
Oh, she might. She got rid of Wayfinder. Like local protection and. Oh, you can unattune from Wayfinder. Then.
Yeah, you left Wayfinder behind, I think.
Did you give them away? What happened with
You left Wayfinder with your brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brother.
It was very
Yeah.
emotional.
Yes, I
You
did
were
need
fine.
that.
Well, you have a spare attunement slot. If you want to reattune your fire things,
Well, it's the question is, if I attack, I don't get disadvantage because I can go reckless.
Yeah.
But my charisma save sucks. A
It's
charisma
charisma,
check
yeah.
sucks compared to Nyah.
potentially we could find other ways of giving Nyah advantage. +3 at least.
Yeah.
+3.
Mainly because the moment you use it to try, it will give you disadvantage. So at bare minimum, you get just disadvantage. unless you give something to give you extra.
How would I get probably right?
With that weapon, is it just the target having advantage against the target, or it just gives you disadvantage against the target?
So you can attack with it as normal. However,
Yeah.
when you try and sunder the attunement, you make a melee attack with disadvantage, and if you're already at disadvantage, then you automatically miss. And on a hit, you and the target make a contested charisma check. You gain a +2 bonus to the roll conferred from the weapon, and the target gains a bonus based on the rarity of the item.
Nyah is actually way better than the advantage thing. Sure, advantage has downsides. Nyah can gain advantage for free.
I mean,
Well, it's not. It's her channel. It's her channel divinity. Okay. Here's the thing as well. Yours doesn't go away if you fall unconscious. It only goes away if it falls unconscious. The problem is what?
yes.
No,
If I
you
cast
get
a guiding
so-
bolt on the target to give the next attack advantage.
get-
We would just have to make sure not
would
to
work.
attack that target until
Yeah.
then. Yeah.
I presume I could hold the spell until
which is rubbish.
just before that person's turn.
Wow, man.
Right.
That's amazing.
Also,
So, yeah,
flanking-
Worth bearing in mind, just in case with that maneuver, that you would then be functionally concentrating on a spell. So if you were already concentrating on a spell, that would drop, and you could get hit before you cast it, and therefore lose it.
But,
There's risks, but
True.
it's
Yeah.
a combo move.
Nyah fully best how it served our enmity isn't a concentration thing. There's no requirements.
It's a bonus action.
It's a bonus action. She just gets advantage until it drops unconscious. So even if she drops, when she gets back up, she's still got that bow on. So it might be better for Nyah to have that hook.
The
Yeah.
only downside is that she's got to get within 10 feet of him first.
However, she does have a horse.
But she needs to be within 10 feet to attack with the hook anyway.
Yeah.
And just
It's not something you could do kind of first round, like
But
straight
she only
out.
has a minute, so it would be at that point where we are needing to cut the spears off anyway. So
It's definitely a strong claim.
it's very.
I was just making sure you had all of the info on it.
Imagine that this is happening in character, but in much more real world terms.
Yeah. it's-
Okay, I could try and make it better.
You tune to the hook.
I fail. I'm sorry in advance.
You'll do
Okay, so what's it called?
animals.
I will
The-
also propose the slight concept of at that point she won't be wielding the weapon given to her by her god, or her shield, one of the two.
Okay, but
Just something to bear in mind. That's all.
in animals.
It's an animus. A-N.
Not animals. Surely a god wouldn't be that annoyed.
I'm just giving you the information. Do with it as you will.
Yeah, what am I going to do though? Because I'd have to switch weapons because I have a shield and it's not.
To be fair, if Thrungi was using it, he would be using that and a hand axe.
Didn't you buy a +1 shield last game
Yeah, I did.
for that
As well.
express purpose?
It depends on how we went. Yeah.
Could always have one. Doesn't that in animus have like a boot on
It you don't need to, it can be sheathed essentially, like you can have it on your hip, that's not a problem.
I'm saying for the getting it out rather than having to unsheath it each time because she drops it and pick up.
You can drop, but you can't sheath.
But if she drops it while it's on a string, a rope, she can just drop and pick up the other one.
The element I would say you would have, I would consider some issue with a weapon flying around in the middle of combat on a string, but it's doable.
Roll to not put your hands on.
No!
Single, have it on a string, drop your sword on a string. But yeah, you know.
Disrespectful
could take the
to my
hook.
sword.
I could take the hook.
The other thing to consider is if she's when is she attuning to this, because it does take an hour to do.
What would you do with it?
It was a joke. I would get disadvantage on the attack that is strength based, and is a charisma check afterwards, which I do have.
Technically, I think I would have to double check, but I think Dex attacks would be allowed on it. It's a light enough weapon. It's like a dagger
I thought
kind
it
of
was
thing.
I thought it was a sickle. Oh.
I'd have to double check.
It
a
is
light-
technically a
it's not-
sickle.
It's a light. It's not a
Finesse.
finesse.
Okay, fine.
I feel like it is. That's on you then.
Right. I mean,
You just have to choose a moment in the fight to switch over. And it's looking important to like get the spear lock.
when it needs to get close to him, it needs to be weak and enough.
God, I asked about magic items and you end up taking.
Not willingly. I don't want this responsibility. It's like a really big deal that I don't want to deal with. If I was to... Does it take an action to take it out?
So
No.
it is it as part of an attack action, you can draw a weapon, but you can't sheath a weapon as part of one. You can only drop it. So basically, your choice would be like, say for example, you had Silken Spite out, you were fighting normally, and then you decided I want the sickle. You would have to drop Silken Spite. It's fundamentally on the dirt, and you could then draw the sickle.
My sword, I never drop my sword instead, because I cannot drop my sword. Because without it, I become like blind. Can I lose like loads of things?
If
Like all my
you're ever more than 10 feet away from your sword, you're blind.
yeah,
Okay,
I cannot drop my sword.
You'd have to drop your shield. Which I mean, has your shield done that much for you?
All I will point out is that based on how tough this guy's going to be, if he hits you, he's going to hit you. It probably doesn't matter what your AC is.
Yeah, no, I'm aware that if he hits me, I'm just gonna die. It's about whether I can get to hit him first.
And if you're going
To do
there,
something.
and if you're going there on your horse, think that you'll be full wielding electro-popular with my cat
Don't convince me with aesthetic things.
my entire life.
That would be cool though.
That is my priorities.
No, yeah, that's fine.
Although, essentially,
If no one else take it, then I guess I'll take it.
Keth, question, can you drop the shield at any point?
That's exactly what I'm checking.
Because you could ride in holding the shield, drop the shield when you're about to attack, possibly, and then attack. So you
I think it's harder to do that with a shield, because a shield is fundamentally fastened to your arm.
true.
Like, you kind of have to take it off.
depends on the type.
It does, but I'm going by official.
You
rules.
still can spite to slash through the strap that's holding it onto your arm.
A shield
done.
takes an action to drop.
That one.
Like shield takes action stuff. You would have to go into battle without a shield. You would lose it half the battle. Electro carry this.
I'll just put it on again. But it means that I don't have my shield. If I get hit,
Oh
Can-
no!
Can you very
Oh
quickly,
no! You have 21 AC.
within the hour, do you think you could train Electo to knock off your shield as his action?
Do you want her to have a broken arm?
Can Electro wield the book?
Oh my god, I want Electo to be the hero of this entire campaign.
Was all along.
What's Electro's charisma?
I don't know.
Pegasus.
Electo should be on your character sheet.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
He
she's
currently has 0 hit points, because I think he did die.
So you have to recast
You
that.
need to resummon him at some point.
Electro is as charismatic as Thrungi, so
I mean, can I do that while we're talking, because I can do it as a ritual. How much does a ritual take?
Find Great Steed is not a ritual spell.
No ritual, but it still takes 10 minutes, doesn't it?
It does take 10 minutes, and it will take your 4th level slot.
We've got to have a rest before this big fight, don't we?
Do we have time to?
I don't know.
Oh no, but you're spending a lot of time standing around in this courtyard at the minute.
Only
No,
10 minutes.
this is happening in seconds. You know it.
Well, that's why I asked the question about the attunement, as to when is that
It's only
happening.
it's only 10 minutes before she does this ritual.
Yeah, the attunement is an hour.
Yeah, if you're going to tune stuff up, that's
Whether you want to do it here, elsewhere, like...
Probably do that. To Sirastir.
we can go to the Druid place and we'll probably stay there for a little while. And you can instead of stuff, then we can just attune to that. All the rest of this.
Speaking of attunement, have I attuned to the daggers or not? Can't remember when I got those.
You got them
Got them at the beginning
in
of our session.
Vandis, and there was an 8-hour window where you're waiting for the shops to reopen, so...
Okay.
You can definitely...
So we have long rest.
No, you didn't long rest in that because you can only long rest once every 24 hours. I shortcutted it for the Citadel, post-Citadel fight itself. Because I felt that was fair.
So, which way around?
Mm,
The overtune.
and the last things, the incense.
All on D&D Beyond.
No, I don't remember who got what.
I got loads. I bought three fortitude, which is like the temporary hit points, and then something else.
Mhm.
And then 2 erudition, which was Riz. That was something that we were like, that's going to be really useful. Particularly for a spellcaster. Oh, fortitude was concentration checks as well.
Nice.
Fortitude.
Have you made them?
If you inhale it for an hour, you gain temporary hit points equal to your level and advantage on con saves for 8 hours.
That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do.
I think we got
3 of them.
I think we got enough, yeah.
3 from.
I think we got enough for everybody.
The other things I could do is I bought some scrolls. If we do have some time, it would be amazing to be able to help get them scrolls. I don't have the money actually.
I have 1,000 gold left.
I don't think I'll cover it for Summon Draconic Spirit.
Draconic Spirit is what level?
I think it's 5th level, I don't know.
It's 50 gold per level of the spell.
Oh.
It's 2 hours per level though.
Yeah, 10 hours. I don't know whether I've got that time. So I'd have 12 hours worth of copying to do if I want to get mirror image. I want to get mirror imaging, which is just 2 hours and 50 gold. Summon Draconic Spirit I might just keep. 5th level, I might just use that as a scroll.
Well, if you've got to wait an hour to attune, then we need to head off straight away. We're burning time.
But I might
Alright.
use 2 hours of copying mirror image. Because that's only 1st level.
Mirror image is a 2nd level?
Either way, mirror image is going to be my actual goods. I don't know why I've taken other stuff. Like, why on earth did I
2nd
take
level.
bloody mage armor when I'd just be like, no, it doesn't hit me.
Speaking as someone who's playing a wizard in another campaign, I'm desperate to get hold of mirror image.
2nd level. That's 4 hours. Again, might just be scrolls that I keep to use during the thing.
Welcome if you got them.
Oh,
So,
We can always get you a new spell scroll afterwards.
You're hanging around 10 minutes while Electo comes back, before he eventually appears in a swirl of mist that wasn't there earlier. Also, as he appears, about 3 dozen small spiders crawl out of that mist as well, and just go scuttering off across the plaza. Apropos of nothing.
Go populate.
But yeah, Electo is back. What next?
that it? Do we just head off?
I think it's we just find a very, very nice looking tree.
Takes you a short while to find one that's applicable. There
Oh,
is
but on my way, can I also find some seeds? Just like some plants like flowers, like some seeds from
Okay.
flowers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There is a tree in the plaza you were in, except like traditional city with far too much money, it's made of marble, not an actual tree. All of the trees are up the river, essentially, where most of the greenery of the city is. So it takes you a short while to walk up there, but not too long. During which you pass by some kind of publicly grown plants that you can collect seeds from. And eventually you do find a tree that will service a teleportation.
You can fit a horse.
Yes.
Generally speaking, you don't until you can disappear it. I assume that you want to walk for a while.
You gotta make an entrance.
So yeah, Rambear's gonna sit down. It's a whole. Takes an action. So I guess like 6 whole seconds. No, an action's instant.
Add it to the clock.
Rambear's gonna sit down for flair anyway in front of the tree. Like they're a little bit nervous about.
You keep it open for us anyway, don't you? So.
Yeah. A little bit nervous about what we're gonna find, and also kind of nervous about returning to the grove after how they how we left things.
We turn up, there's no dwarf.
Don't say that.
That's one smile on Griffith's face then.
So Rambear sits down.
You turn up and
And-
you appear on top of Jenid's corpse.
No, just Rambear can't actually open the tree because
No,
there's no trees there.
Do you mind?
Wow, players are much more evil than I am. Jeez.
And Rambear is worried about all of these things. Now that their party's also said it. Just sit down and remember the beautiful, like, dark red branches of the tree they used to run around as a young cub when they were first found. And they're gonna think really hard about the tree that they know better than anything. They could draw it from memory, and they cast transport via plants.
As the bark of the tree kind of peels back and lets in a warmer tone of light from the other side of the bark, you all step through. And stepping out of the beautiful dark red bark of the coral tree, you are all instantly assailed by the noise of 100 different voices. Coming into the grove, you barely have space to exit the tree, as the entire grove is packed with dozens of people. Rambear, you pick up the scent of sweat, fear and stress. Everyone here is scared, totally unsure what is going on, in a state of panic. You could make out a handful of druids amongst the crowd that appear to be trying to install some semblance of order and calm, but it is not necessarily the most effective. The grove is busy, and busier than you've ever known it to be.
Rambear looks at Jenid.
Roll a perception check.
It's been so long. 12.
12.
Sorry, plus 5, 17.
Amongst the crowd,
Modifiers.
you are naturally taller than most of the people here, so you can kind of keep you're kind of above the crowd itself. You cannot spot him around the grove in this instance. With that roll as well, you also are kind of looking for the bright hair of Karen Barkburst, the kind of upstart druid you met a long time ago. You also don't see him.
Can I summon my peacock and send it flying into the air to try and... I'll get a bird's eye view, guys.
Cool.
Literally.
Roll me an insight check.
Insight?
I'll give you, as you. I'll give you advantage because Bird's Eye View is kind of giving you the general vibe of what's going on.
Oh, terrible. Terrible advantage. I rolled a 7. 16.
16. That is enough to get the vibe. Based on what you can see, people are carrying rucksacks. People appear to be injured, scared. You basically get the sense that everyone here is a refugee from nearby and has fled here for some sort of safety.
It's begun already.
You identify a female furbolg, kind of covered in curly black fur hair. That too is kind of the height of Rambear, so like noticeable within the crowd. That appears to be making their way towards you, like they've noticed you having entered through the tree. Rambear, you also notice them as they kind of try to wade through this sea of people.
Can I also make... I'm not going to go through my Peacock 5 anymore, but I'm going to make sure that it's circles looking for Jenid and Backrush? Backburst.
Roll me an investigation check for the peacock while they go looking, and we'll circle back to it.
And then Furbolg approaches.
Yeah, Furbolg approaches. Oh, hello. Can I help? Where did you come from? Are any of you injured? More importantly.
We came from the tree. If you're in a druid circle, you should know how this works. But where's Jenid?
He's currently busy doing something in the shrine by the coral tree. Are you here to help, or are you running from everything as well?
What's happening? We've been traveling for a few seconds.
All of these people have arrived since dawn, basically. We're currently trying to find space and help them. Most of them are scared. All of them are tired. We weren't exactly ready for this. Any help you can offer would be appreciated, especially if any of you are healers. There are some pretty badly wounded in the hall. And she kind of points out the small wooden building to one side of the main clearing that you're in. Some of them are pretty ugly wounds and going to need some serious care.
What direction have they all come from?
Predominantly all from the east. Sorry, from the west. From the west, the hills.
Do you know what they flee from?
A few have mentioned skeletons bursting from the ground and masses of rotting corpses moving. You see this kind of look of fear flash across her face at the prospect of that, like she doesn't want to admit it's real. But that shouldn't be possible. I mean, the hills are supposed to be a final, peaceful resting place for people. That shouldn't be happening. So...
do you have enough able-bodied people to help evacuate the grove if necessary?
That's not being discussed. I'm not entirely sure where people would go. I suppose, I mean, they could move further into Sirastir, but it's a bit of a trek even now.
Rambear, I think we need to discuss this with Jenid.
Yeah, hey, it's okay. It's a nice day, sun's shining, birds singing. Keep your chin up. We're gonna go hang out with Jenid for a bit. Catch up. We've got a lot of catching up to do.
Everyone else in the party looking miserable and somber as hell, and Rambear like, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm sure if any of your help can be aided, that would be appreciated, but understand. There's like a moment of recollection cross her face at this point and go, oh, right, yes, I remember who you are now. Jenid is by the shrine next to the coral tree, just round the side. He's been secluded in there for a while now, which I suppose isn't helping the organisational chaos right now. Sorry, I'm a little stressed.
Hey, it's okay. What's your name?
I'm Freya. Freya Poppyseed. I don't think we've met, but I've been in the grove for a while now. Didn't really interact too
Freya?
much.
You're doing an amazing job. Keep it up. See you soon. We're leaving. We're just leaving.
She turns off to start helping another group of kind of this small family of people that appear to be like covered in mud and grime and holding a few meager possessions. You head round to the small shrine that you've long known about, Rambear. It's a very simple kind of wooden hut. Doesn't really fit more than 2 or 3 people at a time. It's designed to be quite private and personal.
Well, it's going to fit 6.
I mean, it has a door, so
And a
if
horse.
necessary, people can stand on the outside and talk in. It would be cramped even with Rambear in there, kind of thing. But the door is currently shut to it.
Rambear's gonna very gently knock.
There is no response.
Rambear's opening the door.
Inside the small chamber, you find Jenid, sitting cross-legged, eyes closed in quiet meditation, by the looks of it. The white bark of his sylvan form, pretty distinctive as the only known sylvan in the world. The noise and hubbub of the outside seems to fade away as you step across the threshold, and you can see in sections of this wooden shrine a few small flowers just blooming gently. They're white petals with an orange centre. In front of him is the white wood staff that he has always had with him as long as you've known him. It's been placed gently into the soft earth beneath your paws, kind of what looks like a few inches into the ground such that it holds itself upright. The pink coral top of the staff is gently pulsing with a kind of white-green energy, which rhythmically flows along the aged wood down and then out into the soft earth, pulsing outwards like branching roots outwards beyond the walls of the shrine.
Rambear's very gently gonna use some Druid craft to sort of just like a breeze in front of Jenid's face, like trying to gently get him out of his meditative state. This looks important, but I feel like this is more important.
I was hoping you would come. He slowly tries to stand up and he stumbles from the effort, almost.
Rambear tries to catch him.
You kind of throw out a paw and he graciously takes it. He looks tired and drained. Like while he has been in meditation, it has not been a peaceful one. And for the first time you can remember, he doesn't then pick up his staff. He just kind of leaves it in the ground there. I had hoped it would be under more pleasant skies. But I am glad you are here. He just kind of looks at your face for a second, Rambear, with a kind of warm, if weak, smile. How much do you know?
I know it's not good. But I'm afraid I don't know what's happened in Sirastir.
I can't say I know much myself. We've been unable to send bird or beast into the hills. They themselves are fleeing of their own nature. Whatever is happening there is certainly terrible. Gods forbid exactly what I can tell you is the warding that is long set on the hills has completely failed. Whatever damage was done to it a little under a year ago had left it in a fragile state, and now the souls of those we entombed are let down by us.
Well, it's a great dishonor. I'm sorry to hear it's come to this, but we're here to do what we can. We're not sure what we can do to help.
Well,
but
as I've always said, a good place to start is with the people you can see now. If you have the resources available to you, I'm sure between yourself and your Dragonborn friend, you could provide some aid and comfort to those who are fleeing, but perhaps you're all looking for a more gratifying impact to make.
We came to warn you.
He barged into the hut.
yeah, she's just Nya's just coming in. On Electo.
I was gonna say, Rambear, you need to talk about the
Oh, I thought he knew.
the evacuation.
Okay. Yeah. Jenid, would it be I say this with a lot of love. You look terrible. Like, you need to rest. But would it be possible for you to come and talk to the rest of my group about what we have seen up in the north?
Of course.
And what we believe is coming.
He takes your paw and lets you lead him out of the shrine to the group. The kind of noise comes back to you at that point. It's still quite loud out here, but you're able to kind of huddle together to have a conversation. Regardless, whatever has happened out there is a sinful act that cannot stand, and I sincerely hope you're here to remedy that. While I am not a proponent of violent actions, in some cases they are perhaps necessary.
You remember last time we were in the area? We had one of the entropic spheres.
I do.
We were trying to protect it from an individual who would use them to reopen the cataclysm.
Summon Abaddon.
Thank you. Summon Abaddon again.
Begin a new cataclysm.
There we are. Yeah, I felt wrong.
Felt right for Rambear, I'm not gonna lie.
To open a cataclysm again.
You just think the cataclysm is like a can, like, you know.
Yeah, just a.
It's resealable. It's like a bottle.
Yeah.
It's a fruit bottle.
Freshness.
Now,
Except when it's just like the screams of millions of tortured souls. Fresh.
Minty fresh.
Yeah.
Now comes in villainous.
We're inventing a lich's candle shop, basically. Sorry.
No, so yeah, we're he's got them all. There's not much we can do except we'll warn you that we think this might be where the end starts. I think that we need to evacuate the grove.
The citadel has been prepared to take refugees. I believe Sirastir is the target. He targeted the Emerald Vale before. The Emerald Vale was targeted in the last cataclysm because it was the greenest place on the continent. This is the new greenest place on the continent. You're all in great lists.
That would make an awful lot of sense. Before anything else, I wish to apologize for the last time you were here. I reacted out of fear when I perhaps should have offered guidance instead. Maybe I can rectify it before you take steps to whatever you intend to do. As for the grove, I think the refugees who have fled here would greatly appreciate refuge further away, and if efforts can be made to send them to the citadel, then that would be appreciated, although there are only a few here in the grove with the necessary capabilities to do so, and I'm not sure quite how many of them know of trees that close.
How far away is the citadel?
About a day. I'd have to double check the map, but it's like a day or two's journey, if I remember correctly, on foot.
Oh, in my head it was like a couple of hours and like walk there.
No, the hills are the other side of Sirastir. But if efforts can be made to organise that departure of the affected, then efforts can certainly be made. But while the hills are lost, I will not let this grove suffer the same fate. Prior to your arrival, I was, and he kind of furtively glances back into the shrine room. I was applying abjurative wards to this grove, an extension of the ones already in place. This grove within its borders would be a resolute island in this brewing storm, simply because I refuse to let history repeat itself. It is draining, however, as I'm sure you can tell. It requires a wellspring of magic to anchor it, to maintain it. I feel like I'm explaining fruit growing to an archdruid as he looks at kind of Faendal at this point. There are only a couple of sources I am aware of that could maintain it for any serviceable length of time. My staff being one of them, or me.
You wish to stay and fight for the grove. we will fight with you. But the people need to know that they may evacuate. Zenedis is powerful, more than you can imagine, especially that he has the spears.
I promise you I can very well imagine quite how powerful he is. But I understand and appreciate your sentiment.
Do you... Sorry.
No.
Do you need another source?
I don't believe I do. However, Rambear, before you all leave, I would like to have a private conversation with you to discuss something. Regardless, the efforts to further protect this grove will require a short period of time still. If you can give me that, perhaps I can give you some aid before you depart into... I'm sorry, I don't think I quite understand what exactly is your plan at this point.
Like Zenedis.
We don't have a plan as such, just
Destroy the spears if we can, separate them if we can.
try and avoid history repeating itself. As you say.
If history must repeat itself, at least it does, and it doesn't end.
That is tantamount to noble suicide in many eyes, but it doesn't exactly seem like a course I could dissuade any of you from.
I've tried and failed so far, so we've...
Well, that bodes well for you either way, I suppose, Master Dwarf. Either you get your wish all along, or you continue living on this earth.
Do you have a way to contact the guild? Now that we know that this is where it's happening, we need to call for help. Everyone should gather here.
I had an idea about that. I was wondering, could I kind of teach other people quickly teleportation so we can get like a group teleportation circle from some of the druids in the area, so I can, rather than doing a trees, link to the citadel and have a sort of, rather than a single teleportation circle use, a sort of passageway that people can teleport through. Or just a large teleportation circle.
Above table, you can give it a shot. You will have to at least cast teleportation circle.
Yeah.
But
at the very least, I will be able to send some people to get a message to the guild.
yes,
So I could send some people. But if I could set up either a almost funnel, or at the very least, a large teleportation circle, so that rather than being a group of like 10 people, it was more like 100, 200 people.
it would take time and a roll of some kind. But you are also the person who figured out how to make a dolmen gate work, so...
So I'm going to say, alright, you want that private conversation with Rambear, we all need to be doing stuff. I'm going to try and organise an effort to aid this evacuation. I'm going to try and organise some evacuation. Now, disappear off to try and find some semi-powerful looking druids using Peacock to help. Peacock did get a 28 on investigation.
You got 28.
If I can use that for that.
Yep. I will say with that 28, Karen Burst is nowhere to be seen.
Can I check the medical temp from?
You can go afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, above table just relaying that information. Jenid needs an hour to finish what he was doing. Faendal is doing
Which will probably also,
America-sized teleportation circle.
probably also be an hour, I assume. At the very least, just to draw that amount of.
Yeah. What do the rest of you want to be doing?
I need a massive graffiti. I need a massive graffiti. Yeah, the better single.
I could be helping Faendal draw if that
Yeah,
works.
you want to assist me with that?
I'm gonna go teach myself to swim.
And then Thrungi does some more wood carving. Does he finally finish?
Okay.
Thrungi just says, "Is there anything I can do?" Thrungi just helped people move stuff.
Jenid was
Can I
about to
spend-
say make yourself useful.
Can I spend the 10 minutes preparing Hero's Feast?
You can.
Not necessarily to consume right now, but like to have it ready for as soon as people are ready to eat it.
Like nearing the end of the hour, you start piecing it together, kind of thing. As you all kind of scatter to set about doing things, and we'll check in with each of you one-on-one at various points. Jenid turns to you, Rambear. Would you prefer a conversation now or after I'm finished?
We can talk now. I've missed the Grove. I've missed you. It's been too long.
This may take some time, what I have planned, and it's like at this point, like the rest of the group has left, he realizes it may be more than an hour before I can finish entirely, but I'm sure your friends are patient enough, and worst comes to worst, you can leave early. But follow me. And he begins to kind of lead you northwards to a kind of quiet area, like a small clearing. Yeah, just a short way away, and again the sound kind of dies down, and there's an odd sense to this area. And while it feels different to much of kind of the rest of the world that you walk through, it also feels kind of comfortable. There has been something I've been meaning to show you for a very long time now, young bear. In the distance, you can see the hills on the horizon. With your perception, you can see that the sky to the west already seems quite dark, considering it is early afternoon. A palpable kind of grey cloud out to the hills in the west. You have always had an affinity with the beasts and birds of this world, able to make them come to your aid whenever you wanted or needed. How much do you know about the actions by which you do such things?
I am a bear, and I am naturally very fluffy, and I've been told by many that I am in fact friend-shaped. And so I had believed that this was how animals and other animals and I got on very well.
Well, that is quite possibly true. You have also shown, whether intentional or not, an affinity to conjure fey concepts of those beasts that find you so friendly in times of dire need, where perhaps a real wolf, bear, or giant spider is perhaps not available to you. What you may not know is that these creatures are the descendants of primal beings. the first animals of this world. They are beautiful, ferocious, and majestic creatures that sadly all have been lost. With a hand motion, the kind of dust that's dancing in the sunbeams through the trees begins to take the form of a mighty bear before shifting into a huge hackled wolf and then cascades into a flock of quite terrifying ravens that kind of skirt towards you before dissipating back into just dust in the sunlight. When we use our magic to conjure spirits in the form of beasts, we give them form based on the creatures we know. Do you see what I'm saying with all this?
Rambear's gonna sort of slowly nod their head, but very clearly not no. You know that
It's the kid in school just nodding along just to be like,
Yeah.
cool, whatever.
While the primal beasts themselves are long gone from this world, a focused enough druid might be able to conjure a spirit form of them. And if anyone could do it, I believe it could be you. You care to try?
Why do you think I could? There are many more. Almost every druid is more skilled than me in their knowledge of magic. I can give it a go, but I don't want you to be disappointed.
I am quite a hard person to disappoint when someone actually gives genuine effort. Jenid once again kind of conjures a more kind of substantial image of this giant bear-like primal beast, which seems to while it takes the form of a bear, much bigger than you, it also kind of has kind of silver wood-like runes that kind of mark up its fur along from its claws, which seem to almost have slightly opposable thumbs, like it's an advanced form of bear. Huge teeth and fangs hang from its mouth and an intelligent glint in its eye.
Rambear's mouth is gonna hang open. They're just gonna be and I'm gonna give it a go. Yeah, why not?
Roll me a wisdom check with advantage as Jenid is helping you.
A wisdom check.
Yeah, straight. It's basically just a spellcasting check.
This one's a 9. On. Second one's a 9.
Total or plus?
Yep,
wisdom.
total. 2 4s.
It takes you a while. This was never a roll to see whether you could, it was a roll to see how long it took you. It takes you a good long while. Jenid kind of takes you through the 3 types of primal beast that he has been aware of, possibly seen, you don't know, which is that of a primal wolf, primal bear, and primal flock of murder of crows. It takes you the better part of an hour to accomplish this with that roll. But now, should you ever wish to, when using any spell which summons beasts or fae, you can use the stat blocks of Primal Wolf, Primal Bear, and Primal Murder of Crows, which I will send you now.
Thank you.
Now, some of these may require upcasting based on their challenge rating, but functionally they are available stat blocks to make use of
Okay.
under any conjuration spell that you have. They feel the role of Fey, Beast, whatever.
Sorry, I'm just gonna put them into my dock. And Rambear's gonna turn back to Jenid while they're still in this nice little quiet clearing. And quietly say, don't do it. Don't sacrifice yourself for the grove.
Don't sacrifice yourself for the world. We'll meet back here when this is all said and done.
I'll hold you to it. Maybe you can show me the ravens again.
Of course, Becca. And he begins to lead you back to the grove itself, where he re-enters the shrine. You see him sit back down, cross-legged. Should you wish, there's room in there for you as well, or you can go to find your fellows.
Yeah, Rambear's gonna do one last thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna take the seeds that they picked up at the citadel and poke them in the soil outside the shrine, like, and sprinkle them with a little bit of water. Rambear's still not very good at flowers.
Thankfully, the soil at the grove is generous to anything that's planted there, shall we say.
Bring one last bit of beauty before we absolutely ruin this place. With that, what's everybody else doing?
Nyah, where have you gone to get to grips with this new weapon?
Away from people so that I don't accidentally hit anyone. So like a clearing away from all the chaos, ideally.
And what do you do with Silken Spike? Silken Destiny, even. Jesus.
Silken Destiny is sheathed. Like I've still got it on me. I'm just practicing with like the hook, kind of like examining it, testing out a few like swings.
You know, it's a little insulting how I've only been with you a few days and you're already investigating other weapons. Do you intend to use me alongside this item, or?
Of course. Look, unless you can somehow snatch the spheres from Zenedis, we both need this as a tool. You, more than that, you're like an ally.
I suppose. Just remember the events which brought me to you, and do well to remember who gave me to you.
That's some sort of a threat.
No, just a reminder of who got you this far.
I got myself this far, and my friends did.
If that is what you believe.
It is. I am very grateful to have you on this quest, and I'm grateful to Matuya for providing me with you. But if you're opposed to me using other tools that further improve our chances of victory, then I do not understand. Do we not want the same thing here?
Just making sure your goals are still aligned with ours.
Defeat Zenedis, stop the ending of the world. Is that still it?
In broad strokes.
Well, if you have suggestions.
I don't plan on staying in a scabbard when the fate of the world is being decided.
You'll come out? Can you do that?
I prefer if you used my skills. I didn't agree to such a position on this plane to be left unused when it mattered.
Don't worry. I will be using you. You're my greatest weapon, after all. Not that you're a weapon. You want more than that, but...
For the next few hours, I know what.
I'll continue practicing, if that's okay with you. What?
Faendal.
What possessive?
Swords so vain.
Sword's always possessive of
I
me.
don't care. I don't care that it can take the spheres. Use me.
Faendal. You have a helpful Dragonborn. I must say, at some point I'm waiting for Balthazar to take wizard levels, because the number of times he helps Faendal out on like major rituals, it's really fun. I quite
There's
like
not multi-class.
that. Just keep getting like absolute hybrid multi-class.
If we level up again, I might consider it.
Just literally right before the fight. Hey, I learned shocking grasp, guys.
I'm familiar.
It's an exact replica of your peacock. Sorry. Yes, Faendal. You're attempting to rework a well-established piece of magic
It's
in a hell of a time crunch.
it's not the first time we've reworked a piece of magic.
It is
and
not.
Then,
That is
do you
why
know what happened? Do you know what happened? We reworked a piece of magic and then the
Nyah
wizard
died.
made it official. It was always
Nyah
Vortex.
died.
No, but Vortex Warp.
Vortex
Is that-
Warp did get made official. Yeah.
So like we reworked a piece of magic and then it was official.
Are you saying that Wizards stole content from us that used
Oh.
LGL?
Absolutely.
Demonetize.
Look at shop monetized.
Yeah, like we're monetized.
But, absolutely. You reworked magic. Wizards were like, "Yep, that's it. We're gonna do it again. Mass teleportation circle. They're gonna make it."
Mass teleportation circle. If anything, I'm adding it to my list of things to make.
Teleportation circle.
Yeah. As I say, you are trying to rework a fairly complex piece of magic
It's an Einstein-Rosenberg.
in time pressure in non-ideal circumstances.
That's my ideal situation.
If anyone can do it, you believe it's you. I need you to roll me an Arcana check, which seems like a pointless request. I will be honest. Mind
You have a
you,
decent
the last
check?
few times I've asked for an Arcana check from you, he's rolled like a 2.
Yeah, I've rolled really bad. I mean, it's still got a lot, but
Yeah.
do I have help action?
No, actually, this matters. Balthazar, are you trained in Arcana? Do you have proficiency in Arcana? No. Then what he is
I
doing
don't.
is making sure that people stay out of your way
We-
while you attempt this.
I wouldn't say beforehand I was going to get other druids and try and get their help.
That's
I
fine.
was gathering
Druids don't know teleportation circle. They're not of much help to you here.
We have
But
teleportation
in
magic.
general, the people that you've gathered, and we will do something slightly retroactively that you said you were going to do first before this, but they are fundamentally helping draw out what you tell them to draw.
Okay.
That's what they're doing.
Okay. I kind of check. Important one. Come on. Get a 30 easily. Ooh, nearly called it. 28.
28. It was a high DC. 28. Pretty comfortably clears it.
I can do a, you know, I can do a 30 a quarter of the time. A quarter of the time I get a 30 on Arcana.
That is insane.
14.
You
Expertise.
spend a while working through the theory behind it and making sure that you add additional abjuration runes to the outside of the construct such that it holds the vast increase of magical power over a larger surface area that it requires. You reach a point where a design is sketched out in the earth that you think will work. You don't activate it in that instant because nothing's necessarily been organised with who's going through it, but you have it ready for a point that, should it need to be activated, or when it's ready to be activated and people are ready to go, you can.
I'm going to spend, unless anyone actively needs me, I'm going to spend that time then literally just wandering around the circle, double checking my like space magic maths, going around doing like signs, prestidigitation in like little like math symbols, then disappear as I go along.
Balthazar, what would you like to do with this? Is there anything else you would like to do?
Nothing in particular. I'm just kind of helping where I can.
Cool.
I'll say to Balthazar while writing. We've finished up here. I couldn't locate Barkburst and he helped us last time we were here. If you want to take a look for him, I couldn't find him. He might be in the medic tent though. We haven't checked that.
Of course, I'll go and look for him.
Cool. You head over to the medical tent. The hall there. And as you open the door, what hits you is the smell of a medical tent, rotting flesh. There are kind of low moans of people crying out in pain and general anguish. There's at least 24 people kind of laid out on benches or on kind of reed mats on the floor in here that a handful of druids are doing their best to kind of help. The odd casting of spells that you can identify throughout. Roll me a perception check.
22.
22. You take a decent look and kind of walk around. There is no sign of Karen Barkburst in here. You can ask around if you want, but physically he's not present.
I'm assuming nobody's not busy to ask.
Most people are busy helping people. At times, like as you're walking past, different druids kind of grab you to help, essentially. Kind of rebandage wounds here and there. Roll me a medicine check.
30.
Jesus. What are your rules, people? That's it. Reset the campaign. Everyone back to level 2. This is ridiculous.
I don't know, I think mine was still a +9 at that point.
These wounds, you've experienced similar wounds to this before. Pretty much any time someone encounters undead, especially, these are the kind of wounds that they get. They are like claw marks with like that are quickly decaying. They're not nice wounds to have, essentially.
Do I know? I would know if it's any help if I cast Healing Word on a couple of them.
It would definitely help if you wanted to.
Okay. Cast 4 instances of Healing Word across various people.
It greatly helps. A few people are able to kind of... a few slip into unconsciousness with the pain that was kind of keeping them up fading. A few kind of come out of consciousness, kind of capable of being woken up. Various thanks from the druids is given to you as you kind of finish up healing who you can without exhausting yourself too much.
I will head out the tent and continue searching for Bark Burst.
Cool. Thrungi, is there anything you're wanting to do other than just help people? Don't think he's there, that's fine. Nyah, back to you.
Sorry, no.
Okay. Balthazar, as you come back out, you kind of see Thrungi helping people move around. Thrungi is also kind of taking it upon himself to start kind of subtly making sure things are moved close to where Faendal's been doing things, just so as and when things need to be moved through there, they don't need to be moved across the entire grove, kind of thing. Nyah, back with you. As you're going through your motions, getting used to a new weapon that's kind of a much shorter reach than you're used to, trying it out with the shield, without the shield, kind of just getting used to it in various ways. Just as you finally kind of feel that connection hit with the magic of this relatively ancient weapon, to be honest, you hear screams of alarm coming from the western side of the grove. Just help! Help! Oh my god! And just people start running towards you through the forest. Terrifying yelps, and there's more screams coming through the trees. The rest of you, shortly afterwards, hear the same noises coming from the western side.
Can I quickly jump on a lector and go to this guy to see what's there?
You can indeed.
How long do I think that the teleportation circle could be maintained for?
With that roll, when you say maintained, just so I'm answering the question I think you're asking, do you mean kept open for, or how long it will stay there while you walk away?
I was meaning kept open for.
Cool.
I'm going to tell people to keep it on,
Yeah.
make sure it doesn't
You
get
functionally carved the runework into the earth, which you were basically told to do by the druids, because the earth here is kind of magical, so it'll help.
If I opened it now,
you rolled very well. You still didn't roll above a 30. You think it will hold for a minute before it starts to get dangerous.
yeah. So I can't open it now. So
That's
I
going
will
to get a
take the-
number of people through, though.
Are we ready? I'll turn to the druid nearest me that looks most in charge. Very hurriedly. Are you ready for an evacuation? Could you get people out now? It will be really short time. Or do you still need time?
We can get people out.
I'm going to open this now. Are you ready?
Let us gather people quickly and
Get as many as this. It's only going to remain open for a minute. I am going to have to rush off to see what happened.
okay. How long are you going to wait for them to gather people? The grove isn't big, but they still need to kind of get people's attention.
We're having to rush off, aren't we? There was something happening on the west side.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be able to come back to open it. I might wait here. Yeah, I'll wait around for a little bit to let them gather people, and then I can rush off.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Very nervous.
Nyah, as you rush off, you kind of take up. You kind of can't get high because the canopy of the trees kind of stops you from being able to go up, really. So you're kind of like weaving through trees on the Lecto as best you can. And you head towards the town, and you start to see like a few like scatterings of people like just breaking through the trees. Sheer panic and fear on their faces. Up ahead, you see. Roll me a perception check, actually. That's a good thing.
19.
19. 19. Up ahead, you can see strands of thick black webbing that seems to be lacing across the path, connecting trees up to each other, clinging ominously to the branches. And with the 19, you can spot a trio of midnight black spiders beginning to prowl through the trees, chasing down people. One of them comes across a prone elderly elf before jabbing its large stinger into the poor man. A handful of other civilians are caught struggling in the webbing further away.
Don't suppose those are some of ours. Oh. Balthazar.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout to the people fleeing, like, quick, go in that direction, go towards the grove, let them know what's happening. Thank you. Is there anyone else that way?
A few. Some we were the stragglers, and they just genuinely keep running because they don't want to be anywhere near these spiders. And I'm going to ask everyone to roll initiative. As you get closer, Nyah, behind these three large spiders that you have encountered before is a huge, grotesque, void black spider. Standing the height of the trees, it breaks branches with its limbs and chews through entire trunks which crumble into dust with its mandibles. Two of its legs slowly wind up another body up its sticky black web like a funeral shroud. As an even bigger one stands. Alright. Initiatives. 25 to 20. That's good. You are kidding me. I just rolled initiative for the three normal spiders. They all rolled the same initiative. Mother rolled quite well. I just need to get stat blocks up. I do apologise. Bit of a hectic day. Yeah, so 25 to 20. No one?
No, Nyah rolled a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Cool. 20 to 15.
18.
Rambear?
15.
15 to 10. Guys. 10 to 5.
9.
Balthazar, you have good decks. What are you doing?
Rolling low. Clear. I rolled my natural 20 for like the next 3 sessions already.
That's fair.
Yeah, I like that you just said the 30 for the medicine check, completely under what.
Yeah, just
not.
I had an trick that was actual
I
20.
went and looked. I was like, hang on a minute. Where did you got on that 20 on that, and you just didn't mention it, did you?
Yeah.
Genuinely, that is
I
kind
figured
of like
30 was enough of an impact.
I'll tell you what, with that 30, you would know that it's not just one sort of undead as well. I'll give you that. Like, it is zombies, ghouls, pretty much any undead you come across, you're seeing the runes for. But at the start of initiative, the mother goes first.
Mother?
Mother.
First. Mother.
She rolled just more than you. So, what she is going to do... By the way,
You're gonna do all these
put
things,
down
right?
while I remember.
Yeah.
There are...
So it's something on purpose.
You can get a nat 20 on the mother right now.
It's a bit of a quick little head.
Max level smite. And absolutely annihilate.
These fists are the fleeing civilians, FYI. The Void Spider Mother begins to step forward. Just forward enough.
They little people
and
that
is going to hold. Yeah, he is going to hold an action for when something tasty comes within range, which now means it's Nyah's turn.
That's quite tasty.
You're all metallic, so you know.
I don't think I'm appetizing for a spider. Just saying, like
You have got spider eyes.
that.
it would practically cannibalism. Like,
Yeah, but spiders engage down, boys.
oh,
They love it. But you rush right in there.
Primary predator of a spider is a spider.
Yeah, but I'm like, I'm not actually.
They literally are born eating their mother.
And yet
Maria
this mother
gets-
is alive.
Out of control.
Yeah, this is strange. This mother shouldn't be alive. Kids should have eaten her.
What are you doing now?
I will go to the one nearest to me. Electo.
The one that just stabbed an elderly elf, yeah?
Yeah. And I will just do like I'll
Fly
swoop
by.
in, fly by, and flash it also just like as a tester, like just like
Go for it.
test the waters.
You fought these things before.
I was thinking- My sword wanted to be used, so let's use the sword. Oh, my sword rolls a 16.
Total. That does hit.
Yeah, okay.
You sound so upset about it.
That's good.
Only a 16.
That is 10 plus, so 10 slashing damage and 5 radiant.
10 slashing and 5 radiant. Yeah. Slice through it. It hits and carves through part of its like exoskeleton, and it's momentarily distracted from the individual that it was trying to consume beneath it, but it's still alive. However, since you came within 30 feet of Mother, a strand of black web shoots towards you with a 24 to hit.
Yeah, you know what? That just hit.
You are instantly restrained.
Okay. That's fun.
And for the sake of it being a giant, ungodly spider, I'm saying you are knocked off Electo in that shot.
Okay, that means I don't get to do my second attack either.
You can still technically make a second attack, you just have disadvantage on it.
You attack the web.
It is a full-on... no, technically, yeah, you can attack the web. It's an action to try and break it by a strength check, but you can attack the webbing.
Isn't it? No, she's
One
immune to
second,
web.
aren't I immune to webs?
Are you? I don't know your character sheet.
Let me check. No.
It's in the awakened bit. Is it not?
Is this the special web or is it just black,
Yeah,
like
it is.
aesthetic?
As you look at it, it is.
Additionally, you can't be caught in webs of any
Yeah.
sort and can move through webs. There's no difficult way.
Then you are perfectly fine.
Well, dang.
Go on, Spider Girl.
You're as like the webbing comes towards you and it's the square target. You have no chance to move out of it. The presence in the sword in your hand moves your arm in front of it, and just the webbing is sliced straight across the blade, passing harmlessly over you.
That's right. Spider is my jam. Like, I will. You know what?
You are a spider
I'll just
queen.
attack its baby again.
Okay, go for it.
You're just like, I am the spider queen. Oh.
I will refrain from shouting anything anymore.
Sadly, like you were mid like bringing through your second strike when Samael kind of moved your sword arm in the way of the webbing, and so your second attack just never even gets wound up properly to let alone land.
That's
Is anything else you want to do?
why I'll disengage. Disengage is fine.
You see roll well. This is the time to roll well.
Thank you, Chris. I will try my best.
Let's say you head upwards. You're also
9 bucks.
yellow for flying in the air. Next up, it is Thrungi. You were kind of in the middle of the grove when you heard all of these shouts. Suddenly you see druids running from where Faendal was, starting to like organise people desperately to get them towards where that was. What do you want to do?
Seeing that the organisation effort of getting people to form an orderly queue is well in hand, he's going to take off running toward where fighting.
Cool. Dash will get you. Yeah, it's 2 rounds of full movement to essentially get up to not on the map but comfortably on the map, kind of thing. Your movement next turn will get you on the edge of the map, and you'll have the action at that point. Is what I'm saying. Following Thrungi, Rambear. You were trying to make flowers grow just outside the shrine when this happened.
Oh, Lord, sorry, I just moved a hand.
Good owl.
How far out am I?
You would have
Pretty
been
far.
about the same distance that Thrungi was.
Yeah, I think gonna start rushing in, but I also suspect maybe I am within range. Am I within range for Moonbeam? 120 feet.
I would functionally, you are within 120 feet. I will say that the grove is not just like clear lines of sight, and you wouldn't be able to have a point to target to bring Moonbeam there.
Yeah, I'm just seeing what it.
If it requires a point you can see, it would be the point.
That's what I'm checking. Yeah. I mean, I think we can assume that I should be able to see. But honestly, doesn't say you need to be able to see.
It doesn't, to be
No.
fair. It's just at a point within range, but that is insane.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, it's just like you're just like bah. But I'm gonna. Okay, what about this? Okay, so Rambear can't move like the full. They're within 120 feet initially. What they're gonna do is like zigzag, as opposed to moving straight forward. They're gonna try and like find a point within the trees so that they can see, but they're not gonna have the full movement. So like
Yeah.
half movement, but
Yeah,
can't cast
I
it.
am perfectly down with that. I'd say, while the Void Mother is, I'd say you can get pretty much any one of the front row would be roughly within that range. You wouldn't be able to hit the Void Mother.
No, that's fine. I want Void Spider.
Yeah, technically this is Void Spider.
No, it's Void Spider.
I'll keep the capital P, that's fine.
Thank you.
You also got Void Spider one. So I'm going to type fast. So yeah, moonbeam on top of them directly.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Not there. I really should know how hard that already works at this point. There we go. And at the start of their turn, they roll a Constitution save.
Yes.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I've done my movement.
Cool.
Done a spell.
Void Spider 1 is going to go. Is going to advance on this person. And stab them with its... No! No, actually that is what it's going to... It's going to stab this person with their stinger.
You save them.
That'll... actually miss.
Collateral damage.
But it will then go in with its bite around their torso, which also missed. Jesus Christ!
This person.
They have an AC. They just have a flat AC of 10, and the spider missed with both attacks.
Oh, cool. 23, but no, that.
Void Spider 2, on the other hand, is pissed off. Is going to come here, and it's going to like lean back on like its back forelegs, raise its maw up towards you, Nyah, and unleash Consume Light towards you in a cone. Can you please make me a Constitution saving throw?
Well, that's right.
21.
21. You will only take half damage. You take 11 points of cold damage as the frigid cold of the void of space just cascades over you. And additionally, as you have all experienced before, 20, that area is now complete darkness. But I believe, Nyah, you can see in magical darkness at this point. Or would you just have dark vision?
I think it is magical. Cyclid Destiny.
Can't remember what I gave you. While she looks that up, Void Spider 3's turn starts with rolling a Constitution save. That is a 10.
Nah, mate.
How much damage?
Fizzle. Good question. God, it's been a long time since I cast any of these spells.
We all know what we're doing, it's fine.
Definitely no. There's 9 points of radiant damage, please.
It kind of screams as part of its skin starts to boil and melt underneath the light of the moon before it too moves out towards this individual, which first of all attempts to stab with its stinger. That's a hit. That person is immediately unconscious and poisoned.
Is the green ring poison?
Yes.
I'm not gonna mention it.
And then we'll, just kind of sit there and begin to like curl the creature up and start winding them up in webbing. End of that turn. Faendal, it is your turn.
How far am I from all the action?
You're even further than Thrungi and Rambear were, and you're kind of holding before you triggered teleportation circle.
I know, distance-wise, give me a distance. 200 feet?
Yeah, about that.
Alright. Can I make a perception check, maybe even a disadvantage, to try and see the things that are going on through the...
Yes, a perception check at disadvantage. Yep. Just because they have cover more than anything, they're like obscured.
Yep.
Going off the elven.
Elven eyes, come on, do me what? 17.
You can see shapes and large black things. You can't really make out what they are. What are you attempting to do?
I don't care. I do not know any good large black things right now. So can I please elemental force them? as
Okay.
I am a stealth sniper, so I can do 240 feet and I ignore cover.
That is entirely fair.
So I prime my finger.
Yep.
The people that you're evacuating just look at you like,
Come on, quick.
I
Covering fire.
should not be allowing this by any logic, but it's cool, so go for it.
That's a. Oh, it might not hit. Can we just check it for 32 hits?
Comfortably. Yeah, go for it.
It's not a crit. Just a casual 32. And that's pretty solid as well. 22 points of damage, please. I don't know which spider I've hit.
You've hit the one
I've
that was
gone-
melted a little bit by wounding.
Yeah, I'm feeling that was a good turn for me. And then I'm literally just like, go, quick. Get as many people in the circle. Because there's like a
Yeah.
center of the circle they can be in, and there'll just be a queue forming. I'm literally like shooting as going, form an orderly line.
The other element
There you go.
I
Where
will
to?
say with teleportation is you will have to be concentrating on it for that minute. You're essentially containing the magic on it, just in case you want to try it before you try and cast concentration.
Ooh.
I should give you that information.
Badass as well. It's thunder damage, so it's literally just this shock with bolt of sound.
You
There's
snap.
nothing visual.
Yeah,
Nothing visual. All it is like solid booms that occur.
you see like bits of like branches and leaves like just get whipped off by the sonic boom passing through before it collides with the thing. You see like one of its limbs get like partially crushed underneath the sudden pulse of energy. Balthazar.
I'm gonna run towards the commotion.
Cool. What's your movement speed?
40 feet.
40 feet. If you step in the wind, you can get on the map.
And then I could do an action.
No, that is move action, bonus action.
Okay. Sure, yeah. I'll do that.
And Balthazar arrives on the map. Cool. Top of the round. Mother's turn. Okay. Mother is going to advance, avoiding Moonbeam because she's not a moron. And is going to. Here. Yeah, okay, she will advance slightly further, stepping over this poisoned individual, and she will use her consume light.
Which I assume is bigger.
It is. It is a 30-foot cone.
Woo!
There we go. This person is instantly turned into ash and dust. Balthazar, you see as this wave of pure blackness just encroaches towards you, you see this person essentially disintegrate into grey mist as they're running away. Before the wave hits you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for it.
14.
14. That is a fatal. You take 27 points of cold damage. And 25 points of force damage. I'm rolling very well on damage.
Damn. Okay.
You rolled a 14, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. You just about avoided another effect.
That was having saved.
No, that was a failure. There is a secondary
crit
failure.
fail.
And then as a bonus action, actually, at top of turn, she needs to roll before she actually goes back. She gets back. the poisoned elf that is underneath her, she just begins to take 2 of her legs and start wrapping them up in webbing as well. It's very Shelob and Frodo. And that is the end of her turn.
The kid looks like
Civilians get a turn.
The what?
The civilians.
They do, except basically the only one who gets anywhere is this guy, who does get off the map.
What about the one that managed to hide behind her?
Oh no, that person was the one she was already wrapping up when Nyah got there.
Oh,
That
okay.
is, they should technically also be poisoned, but they're also kind of dead.
I thought that I thought you just forgotten one. I was like, oh, that person managed to hide behind her.
That is the end of the mother's turn. Nyah, you're up. Thrungi on deck.
Okay. So
Can you see in magical darkness? Did you figure that out?
I can't. I got dark vision.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
it.
You are currently in pitch darkness.
Okay.
There is also
Is it-
actually, by the way, I will say, there is a civilian right here who is currently terrified and doesn't know what to do.
Who has managed to avoid 2 attacks.
Yeah.
Just dancing around the spider.
Can I hear them? Am I doing
Yeah,
that?
you're not deafened. You can definitely hear.
Okay, I'm gonna move towards them then, on Electo.
Come out of the sky.
Yeah, can I pick them up? I don't know if that's a
You
thing.
would take your action, you could like extend your shield arm down and take their hand.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Right.
Roll me a strength check.
Okay.
Oh no, your strength is 20, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to roll a strength check for this. You just like throw your hand down and just yank them up and just instantly kind of swing them around and behind you so they're on the lector.
And then can I fly towards now that I'm out of the darkness, I assume.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go towards like the grove and drop them off.
Okay.
Yeah. Like and just tell them to run.
You have plenty of movement to drop them off there until you come back onto the map at those angles.
I think I've said it.
You saving someone.
Thrungi.
You said what?
Your
Roll damage
movement
last time.
gets you just onto the map, I said. Or, well, I will say, fair for consideration, as you're running towards this, you can see a wall of just pure blackness where Balthazar was standing.
Okay, if I ran to... Is that with a double dash?
So, just your movement, because your movement is 35, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, just your movement gets you you're basically just off the map. You're literally the 5 foot square to the right of
I
the
pick whereabouts I come in from the map.
map. Anywhere in the top half is the angle that you would come
So
from.
if I picked here, I'd be able to see.
Yeah.
Cool. What's that range?
Rambear, you're on deck.
25 feet. I think is slightly much. 5 foot too short. The chain of turning. So I'll whip out a heavy crossbow and shoot it.
Void Spider 2, yeah? Or the Mother?
Yeah. The one that I can see.
Yeah, Void Spider 2.
Oh, can I see Mother?
I'd say with that angle, no. I
That's
mean,
what I
it's a
thought.
fairly big thing, but I would say no just because of the code.
Cool, then, yep. And I'll turn the light in a second. Not that great. It is a total of 17.
17 does hit.
Cool. And it's for 9 plus 4, 13.
13. Nice. Just pierces in. There's a gout of kind of almost like thick black ichor that comes out of where the bolt went in. Anything else you want to do? Bonus action?
But no, I'm not going to do anything.
Rambear, you are up.
Cool. Sorry, I was just looking at my bonus action spells, and You guys know Draconic Transformation is a bonus action?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
mental.
Yeah.
It's the transformation that's crazy. Sorry, anyway. So obviously gonna move Moonbeam. Like,
Okay.
just wasting away here.
Again,
think-
we figured out you don't need to see to it's all.
I don't need to see anything.
It's so good.
Once again, Rambear's gonna do a little like blip 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 to see if they can get like
super
right
in
angle.
tune with nature, so the trees tell her where to
Yeah,
put it.
the angle is your problem here because there's currently fields of complete darkness in the way.
Blip, 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 blip.
Roll-
As a question about the darkness.
Yep.
Does Rambear know like what sort of a spell it is?
You have seen this effect happen before. These are the same spiders that tried to eat through the citadel wall, and when they did their cone attack, there was an area of darkness that just persisted for a short time.
Yeah, I don't think daylight dispels it. So,
Never tried.
that's fair. That's fair. Well, would still like to move Moonbeam. I will accept, as Rambear is at disadvantage in seeing things, that it cannot necessarily be strategically positioned so it hits multiple spiders.
Yeah.
That is the consensus I'll make here. But I reckon I can hit one.
It's like, that's
What
I'm doing.
direction are you moving? Give me cardinal if north is top and south east is right.
I think I'm moving it towards the where I've heard the scream of a person just disintegrating.
Okay. Yeah, that would move
Into-
it onto
A rough direction. I would like to move slightly towards the darkness, I guess, but not so close. I'm in it.
yeah, basically,
thank you.
we're saying it moves onto Mother's turn. They'll be rolling. To, you know, avoid being melted.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind. It's probably slightly further than that, but you can move a 60-foot around, especially the whole map. I also not putting it on the person that they've wrapped up in webbing. Anything else you want
That
to
is, you are merciful. I need to be a bit. I need to move a bit closer to do anything really now.
do? Okay, so you're just continuing to book it forwards. Still taking a short while to get there. End of Rambear's turn. It is the Void Spider's turn. These are not what can see through the darkness. Hi, Balthazar. No, you know what? There. This darkness fades. This goes to the start of their turn. I would have said, yeah, I think Nyah is close enough to the ground, having dropped someone off, so the spider is going to chase out there. Having dropped someone off, you haven't quite got the height. Again, these are large creatures after all, so they fill a 10-foot cube. First of all, Void Spider 2 is going to shoot a web at Balthazar. That is a 20 to hit you, Balthazar.
Yeah, that hits.
You are restrained. As an action, you can try to break the restraint, or you can attack it physically. At which point, Void Spider 3 is now going to make its 2 attacks against you. First of all, it comes in with its Stinger, with advantage. 2 5s on those dice. Don't think an 11's going to hit you. And with its Bite, is an 18.
That hits. Oh wait, because I'm restrained, I have advantage.
Yes.
Do you account for that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I rolled a 2 and an 11 on the bite. 2 and a 12 even on the bite attack. So you take 13 points of piercing damage and 9 points of force damage. You make a Constitution saving throw, please.
19.
19. You stave off the effect as you send a pulse of radiant energy through where that bite hit into your bicep, because you could see like your scales starting to flake in that disintegration way. You just send a pulse of magic to make sure it doesn't stick. Void Spider 1 is going to unleash 2 attacks against Nyah. First attack is the Stinger. That was very nearly a nat 20, but it's only a 14. And then the bite comes in for a 24 to hit. That was an 18 on the die. You take 14 points of piercing damage and 9 force damage. 23 total. And can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please? Faendal, you are up.
14.
14. That's enough. You're fine.
Alright, has Mother's Darkness blocked my vision now then? Or did I have a different angle?
Yes.
Didn't I have a different angle?
You can roll another perception check to see whether you can spot Nyah and Thrungi, and therefore see the spider that's eating her face.
Yeah, again at disadvantage?
Yeah.
Aww. One of them was an 18 plus stuff. 13.
13. You can't see through it, sadly.
I'm not going to risk that then. I'm not going to blind fire. Is there anything I can do to speed up this evacuation?
What do you want to try?
Prestidigitation in my voice to be a bit louder. And going, come on, 2x2, let's get everyone queued up.
Sure, roll me a persuasion or intimidation check, depending on the exact angle you're going for.
More persuasion, more like serious announcer person rather than woo! Rather than a scary thing. More just, I am in charge, you listen to me. I got a nat 20 on it.
Nat 20. People start moving in very orderly lines. And
Are they?
at the... I'd say at the start of your turn, you would basically have the teleportation circle as packed as it's going to be as a starting point, and then people can start running through. Or you could go now where it's like 50%, 60% full. Your call.
I think I'll go now so I can start moving.
Sure.
So I'll press my hands down on the floor in a little circle bit that activates it. Activate that full chain. Getting druids in to make sure it's kind of maintained magically. I suppose they make sure the flow of magic stays even while I rush off. Just being like, you stay there, make sure that doesn't explode out with lightning. You stay there, you've got to make sure that doesn't get smudged, blah blah. You stay there, all that sort of stuff. Like, I'm still providing the magic, but make sure that the flow's contained.
Yep.
So I just have to concentrate on maintaining that bit.
And then you start moving, I assume.
And then I start legging it.
What I'm doing currently, for anyone who's curious, is shifting the map 15 feet along like it's a mini conveyor belt, just so people can start getting on a little bit, and we have more space to play with. That is all.
I am just casting that with teleportation so far.
Yes, so just standard fifth level teleportation.
Yeah. Too many spells.
Yeah, just gives us a little bit more wiggle room to play with, and that was my thinking. Yeah, people start running. They see the magic flare up. There's like a semblance to that kind of cracking effect that you had developed for the Dolmen Gate, because you kind of reverse engineered pieces of that to anchor into this, and you can see like there's like, you know, like a force field where it's like vroom, vroom, vroom kind of thing on the outside. Like you're seeing that effect. It's leaving a bit like an after image on your eyes. It's unstable. Like you can see sparks of arcane energy like arcing out and like scorching the ground. It's not hurting anyone at the minute, but it's very much like
That's not a purpose of the spell. That's just my like personal signature and style. And it's just like that. It's aesthetic, you know.
As very much as you can, you're like, I shouldn't let that stay open that long. It might become a problem.
Yeah. This would be an incredibly proud achievement of my magic, but I'm busy right now, and I've already recreated magic twice, so.
You guys just break the rules of magic for fun. That's the end of Faendal's turn. Balthazar, you're up.
No, I've done with it.
That thing has just been beating on my face, even though I can't see it.
Can't see it.
Um,
You're also restrained. You can feel like sticky webbing like just wrapped you up.
So I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians, I think.
Sure.
That's useful. Don't need to see
You're
that.
so used to seeing like floating. I think dragons is what you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, floating dragons appear. Nothing appears. But you're 90% confident it's there.
Cool. And then as a bonus action, I will heal myself with my Divine Dew, or give myself temporary hit points. Divine Dew.
What's the size of Spirit Guardians?
30 radius?
15.
15 radius. 30 diameter.
Radius, I think. 15-foot radius.
Boom. There we go. You designate everyone. Ends the area's first time on a turn, or starts its turn then. So yeah. On Voids by the 3's turn, it'll be rolling to survive. Movement.
Yeah.
Can't? Oh no, you're trained.
Or restrained.
Cool, and about turn. Mother's turn. Mother rolls a Constitution save. That's a nat 1. So she'll tank that damage.
I mean, it's a 14 of damage. I don't think you get extra for crits.
No, she's fine. Interestingly, that magic does not fade. But she will. She does enter the area on her turn. So we'll take that damage. Nat 20 on the saving throw, so she takes half from you, Balthazar.
Right.
3d8.
10.
10.
Halved. 5.
And she is going to unleash her attacks against you, Balthazar.
Of course.
Well, let's see whether she gets that back first, actually. She does not. You have no idea. You hear just coming towards you. You feel the vibrations through the earth, and then suddenly, as you are restrained, does a 22 hit you?
Yep.
Suddenly, you feel something huge straight into your abdomen, piercing all the way through you, and then flood you with poison. You take 16 piercing damage
Okay.
and 21 poison damage.
Yep.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
18.
18. Just succeed.
Do I need to make another con save for concentration?
You do indeed. Which would be...
That's fine. 22.
I was going to say, an 18. And then, following that stinger, it then pulls out. You're like, you then feel something large swoop down towards you as a bite attack comes in with a 24 to hit.
That hits.
You take 22 points of piercing damage.
And I fall unconscious.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. And she moves away. Now the most will move together, and the Spirit Guardians fails, and no one has anything. Okay. That is the end of Void Mother's turn. Nyah, you're up.
I want to go for the very rude spider trying to chew on my face.
Okay.
Okay. That is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
And it is 11 slashing and 1 radiant.
Cool. Second attack.
Yeah. Second attack is 31 to hit.
Yeah.
And it is 8 slashing and 5 radiant.
Carving through it.
And once again, I want to just kind of like fly.
You then get airborne, disengage, avoids the attack. You're fine. Thrungi, you are up.
I rage.
Yep.
Hi there.
That is, you can't see into that darkness. That's just a wall of infinite black in front of you.
Fine. Hi there.
Yep.
And I hit it twice.
Go for it.
Where did that twice go? Oh, 2 sevens for a total of 19.
Hits. Rambear, you're next.
That is 6 plus. I can't remember how much rage damage is. A lot. Plus 3. So 16 points of damage.
Yep.
And then an 18 on the die for 19 points of damage.
This thing is on the verge of death. Like, you just hack through like 4 of its limbs and it's like screaming in pain before trying to come down to eat you. Rambear, you're up.
How close is Rambear?
If you dashed, you would get on the map this time.
I can dash as a bonus action?
You can only dash.
No. Oh, because I'm not.
But standard movement means you've got a pretty good view of what's going on because, like, you have less trees to deal with at that point.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm about 60 feet, 60 feet off-ish.
Yep.
And I can roughly see the lay of the land. Like, I can see that Nyah's face was being chewed off. Okay, cool. So still gonna move forward, just a normal amount. Also gonna move the boom beam so it now hits. If I've got a good enough view, I'm assuming I'm coming from the east side of the map. I don't know.
Yeah, you're coming from the northeast because you are in general.
Northeast. Okay, cool.
So you can basically see
So
Void Spider
I
1
can-
and 2. With the other ones you're
Yeah. So I can move Moonbeam so it's more accurately hitting both of those.
And you can move at 60 feet.
I can
believe?
technically get Mother as well, but
You can move 60 feet. Then.
yeah.
Cool. You can hit Void Spider 1 and 2 easily.
I
And
think
Mother?
it's big enough. I'll check the radius one more time.
5 foot radius, isn't it?
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
5 foot radius.
Yeah, that works.
Radius? It's 5 foot radius, yeah.
Yeah, that works.
And
Bonus action?
we'll just do a little healing word. Just a little.
On who?
Nyah, your face is beautiful. And so that will be. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm gonna remove one of the dice. Plus 5, so minus it's one of the 2s. So you get 10 whole points.
Ooh, really?
I know. So generous.
Oh, mate.
Okay, end of Rambear's turn. Void Spider's turns. Void Spider 1 and 2, Constitution saves. Failure for 1. Success for 2.
All right.
Damage.
So one of them is gonna take 1 point of damage, and the other one's gonna take 2 points of damage.
He had 2.
I know, it's really impressive. See my might as a conjurer?
You see the void spider you were just attacking Thrungi just begin to melt as this moving kind of just satellite laser beam moves across the land and just scorches it, and it just curls up into a ball before kind of collapsing on itself like a dying star.
Oh, but does Mother also take?
It's not Mother's turn.
Oh yeah, that's true, that's true.
Void Spider 2 is though pissed that seemingly you killed its brethren, so Thrungi is coming towards you. So it's going to start with its bite, because I should have been doing bites first, and I wasn't, so retroactively done that in the head with Balthazar. It bites and then brings the stinger in, rather than sting and a bite. So. Anyway, bite, misses, that's an 8. What?
Correctly, by the way.
That's 23.
Yeah, that'll hit.
14 piercing, 9 force, and can you make a constitution save, please?
So 14 piercing halved to
Yeah.
7.
And then 9
And then
force.
how much was it force? 9. Okay. And constitution you said, yeah?
Yes, please.
Is it poison related?
This is not.
22.
22. Then the stinger comes in. That is a 23 to hit you.
Hits.
10 piercing damage, half to 5. 14 poison damage, half to 7. That's 12 total, and advanced constitution save against poison. Well, that one does that.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
because that was a 1 on 1 die, but 19.
yeah, you're fine. Void Spider 3 continues to move through darkness, leaving Balthazar's corpse alone, and is heading into the grove. And then, at the end of their turns, the Void Spider Mother uses its web ability to whack Balthazar's body up. Faendal.
Alright, so I'm running towards it, I'm miles away.
You can now see Void Spider 3. You don't know it's Void Spider 3, but a Void
Just
Spider
clear.
just crawl out of darkness and is heading deep into the grove at this point.
Just clearly see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like clearly in such a way you don't need a perception check. It has cover, but
I'm 170, like 170, 160
Yep.
meters, feet away, but I can see clearly that I'm going to blast it.
Please.
Blast it. Damn, only a 28.
Roll damage.
That's a solid 21 points of damage.
21. Jeez.
And it is... lightning, a massive arc of lightning comes from my staff.
Crashes into it. You see like two of its legs, like their like exoskeleton joints fuse underneath the lightning, and it's now like kind of walking with a limp as that spider is bloodied.
To obviously move forward, I am well aware that concentration is my important thing, so I would like to make sure I'm getting... I know I'm miles from them, but I'm paranoid, so I want to make sure I'm getting cover on
Yep,
the way, so
definitely
hiding their
have
trees
cover.
a little bit.
Easily enough. Balthazar, please make me a death save. You have one failure.
I have one already.
Yep.
Okay. Carry on. I'll roll it.
Thank you. Balthazar, what is the image that flashes before your eyes?
You know, I can't remember what I said last time about this.
Be the same.
Probably just some sort of sense of accomplishment, but there's a impending doom hanging over us.
Meanwhile, external point of view, Balthazar is starting to be digested.
And I'm also in darkness, so nobody can see
no
that.
one
now.
has anything.
I'm still there.
Yep.
I feel like we would know. We would notice that Nyah is not being healed by somebody else.
The other one it disappeared.
Yes.
This one maintains.
Because I'm aware of time, this will be our last round of combat for tonight. Whether the combat ends or not, we'll then pick it up next time. But we're doing one more loop round to do at the top of the initiative. We'll blitz through, and then we'll end the night. It is now Mother's turn. Mother, seeing fresh prey, rolls a con save. 20. So she takes half. But she will move towards the tasty looking dwarf. And does she get it back? No. She will do 2 attacks against Thrungi.
Okay, so she takes 6 points.
Thank you.
Down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 points.
Thrungi, 28 to hit.
Yeah, I think that hits.
22 piercing damage, halved to 11, and 18 force damage for a total of 39. 29 even. Jeez.
Yeah.
And can you make a Constitution save?
23.
23. You're fine. Then the stinger comes through with a crit as it pumps directly into your heart for 27 piercing damage.
Okay.
Half to 13.
Yeah.
And 42 poison damage, half to 21.
That's a total of
34. And can you make a Constitution saving throw, please, against poison?
19.
19. Nyah, your turn. Thrungi, you're on deck.
I shall try and attack number
Number 2, go for it.
yeah, number 2 again.
Rambear, just to remind you, you've never tried to overcome this magical effect. If you want to try daylight, you can, but you just don't.
19.
Hits. Roll damage.
10 slash hit and 4 radiant.
Second attack.
Is 26 to hit.
Hits.
8 slashing and 4 radiant.
You cleave off one whole, like with 2 like hack slashes, you cleave through one of its legs as this thing is severely wounded and on the verge of death now. Bang away. At the end of your turn, the mother is going to use 2 legendary actions to crush as it attempts to use its body weight and drop on top of you, Thrungi. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please. You see this coming. It's a giant fucking spider.
I mean, the first roll was an 18 plus 3, so 21.
You roll out the way as this body weight comes slashing down. Huge kick up of dirt and grime just cascades over you before it gets up and like, starts skittering towards you again. It is your turn. Rambear on deck.
I'm going to smack Mother in the face.
Okay.
So close. 29
Hits.
for 21 points of damage.
Yep.
And 25
Yep.
for 22 points of damage.
This thing is giant and hardy. It doesn't even seem to be that effective at this point. Cool. Rambear, your turn.
How far away am I?
You can get on the map with your movement distance.
Okay. As Rambear stumbles in, heroically, hey there I am. These chibified versions of ourselves are so cute.
Your passive perception does
Rambear's-
not spot Balthazar. You're also intelligent enough to, well, been around him long enough to know that Balthazar's quick. There's no way he's not here somewhere.
Yeah. Well, no. Rambear's gonna call out and be like, guys? Where's our, Clonk? Our cleric monk. I know that Balthazar hates it when I call him this, so I assumed that I would hear him. No,
Episode title, Where's Our Clunk?
and yeah. Now Rambear's gonna realise why they couldn't really see very well. It's because there's a massive like patch of darkness in the map. So we're gonna try.
Gonna cast Daylight?
Yeah, they're gonna try and cast daylight.
What's, why am I asking? Just gonna spell it. 60-foot radius
60
sphere
foot
of
radius
light.
sphere of light.
From a point you choose
Spreads
within
from a point you
range.
choose within range. The range being 60 feet. I guess I could have done this a bit ago, but I couldn't really see.
You stand there with your focus and you break apart a section of the clouded sky above, and a beam of bright daylight cascades down and completely undoes this area of darkness, revealing a humanoid-shaped black web mummy, for lack of a better term.
Gross. And I have no more movement now. Now I'm on the map.
Yep. Also, the spiders.
Bonus action.
Yeah.
Bonus action. Throw a potion at.
Do you want to risk it breaking?
Kinda. No. Well, Rambear's gonna yell to the others. Guys, help Balthazar. And I guess the spider's gonna come and eat me up, eat my face.
At that point, the mother uses their third legendary action to use web on you, attempting to wrap you up. Remember, that is a 24. You are restrained
Yeah, cuddle.
of horrible webs. Yes. Void Spider's turns. 2 is going to go out swinging by rolling a con save first, which it fails. How much damage, Em? Meanwhile, Void Spider 3 is going to run towards Faendal. He's off the map now, but can't actually get to Faendal yet. 7. Still alive. Void Spider 3 is coming towards you, Faendal. You have cover. You're intelligent enough to give yourself half cover. So what's your AC with half cover?
Flattening myself behind a tree isn't full cover.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, fair enough. It's running towards you anyway. It knows where you are, but it can't web you.
It's behind a tree.
Yeah, it knows where you are, but it can't fundamentally web you, and it's coming in your direction. So Void Spider 2 is going to eat at Thrungi because he's in range. 30-20 to hit.
Yep.
Bite is set. I'm already halving this. 16 points of damage total. And con save for me.
20 something.
Yeah, you're fine. Meanwhile, the stinger comes in and you just bring the axe up and just smack the stinger aside. It's rolled a 2 and a 3 on the d20s. It's pitiful. This thing is wounded. Like, it tries to bring the stinger through, but it's missing legs or they're fused or broken, and its aim is wildly off. You just see it coming like a baseball and smack it out of the way. Faendal, you have a spider running towards you.
How far is it? Like how far?
It's about 30 feet from you.
How fast does this thing move? I was 170 feet away.
Yeah, fair enough. About 100 feet.
100 feet from it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because I was 200 feet away, I moved 30
Yeah,
feet.
I thought you'd moved more than that. That's my If
I'm only an old man. I've got a walking stick. Or 100 feet from me. I'm probably not going to get any much closer.
Can you roll me a
It's
concentration check, by the way?
Can
you roll me a concentration check, by the way?
Why?
This is a rule within D&D that I can randomly ask for them while you're trying to concentrate on something in a high-stress environment. It's not a high DC. I don't make them high DCs for this, but this is
Yeah,
the
but
stress that's
it's mean.
being put on.
This is mean. 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 What are you doing to me? Oh, it held nat 20 for so long. It held a nat 14.
14. Fine.
Why are you doing that? That's making me stressed.
Good. Do you want
Um,
to kill a spider?
I don't want to risk this spider coming and ruining my shit. 'Cause I don't think one blast will take it down.
This, to give you slight mechanical knowledge, because maybe my description wasn't clear enough, the fact that this thing has a red circle around it means it's bloodied, so it is below a third health.
I'll blow a third.
Below a third.
I thought we'd blow half. Okay. And who's attacked it? Actually, I wouldn't necessarily
You've
know
attacked
that.
it,
'cause
moonbeams hit it.
I don't think it'll get to me in time, so poke my head out, another elemental bolt.
Take a shot.
15.
Hits.
Oh my god, I literally can only miss it on a nat 1 then.
They're not
'Cause that
super
was a
tough.
That was a 2.
They're just spiders.
I've got a plus 13. Oh, that's not as good as my previous rolls. That's a 14 damage.
Still alive. You blast away another whole leg for it, and it's like shambling towards you, like oozing black blood out of it, but it is still towards you.
Profit. It's not immune to anything, is it?
No. Well, it is, but nothing that's relevant.
And I will, once again, flat behind a tree. In fact, I might move even like 10 foot back or further away a tree. Just
Gotcha.
like,
Balthazar.
Yep.
You ready to hit this?
Okay.
Cool. Moving on. Well, that is the end of initiative. So we are going to end there for tonight in the middle of combat because I can, and we have a schedule to keep to. But we will pick up as Balthazar continues to be digested within Spider Silk. There are 4 of these mummified Spider Silk tombs, way to describe them, scattered about the field. 2 of the large, infinite black spiders, missing between them 4 legs and oozing blood everywhere, while the gigantic void spider mother bears down on Thrungi and Rambear. But we'll pick up there next time and see whether these lot can save the grove from some angry spiders. Until then, good night.